Well, I mean, it began with just, um, I really don't know how, I don't know how to answer that. I just kind of made one, and I liked the way that it looked, and it seemed really unique. And every time I made another one, I made a little improvement and tried to stretch the design out a little bit more, a little bit more. The first ones were very simple and crude, and then the more detail I put into it, the more it just became, you know, I just kept making little improvements that, from one of the originals, like you can see here, this is about about the time when I started to twist the crown of thorns into, it's a weave. It started as a ring, just a single ring. So now you can see there's two, so it looks like a crown. And the thickness and dimension of the legs, that wasn't there before. They were just single paperclip legs, in the very simplest designs. And these wraps around it, they weren't there before. And just each time an improvement was made, it turned into a different type, different design, and it just became something I kept wanting to do more and more, better and better. And the interest was just overwhelming. Anybody that saw one wanted one. So I was giving away the first ones to my family members and other people, and then the bazaar was coming. So I started to mass produce for the bazaar, and that's when the most of the design changes came. And then when the bazaar happened, the response was again overwhelming, and then people began to ask, can you make them bigger? Can you make them wider? Can you do, I was already working with colors because I discovered colored paper clips in the stores.
There's no painting here. There's
no painting. It's all colored paper. Any color you see is a colored paper clip. A unique piece, you see these dark ones, these dark paper clips. Those are antiques. They're from somewhere between the 50s, the 40s and 50s. There was a lady here at church who was a school teacher, and Elena Hare, when she died, Elena Hare helped gather some of her belongings. There was a cache of school supplies that this woman had in her desk, and she had like 6 or 8 boxes of these paper clips. They were dark, and Elena held on to them. And when she saw what I was doing, she says, I have something for you. And she brought me 4 boxes, 100 in each box of these jumbo paper clips that were dark like this. It turns out you can't find these things anywhere now. They're all bright silver. And so these are actually antiques. And I only have about 40 of them left, enough to make one more of this style. But there are several of them. You can see where I've intermixed the modern ones with the old ones, and it just puts a really cool look to it,
So